What's up, family? Trail here, and we need to talk about the continuation of more stimulus checks. As time gets closer and closer to the November midterm elections, more lawmakers in more states are offering additional stimulus checks. The pandemic has been hanging over our heads for the last 2.5 years, and people are still struggling, especially our most vulnerable Americans, which are the Social Security recipients. Those on SSI, SSDI, VA beneficiaries, they are the ones that really need our special stimulus check during these economic times. So today we have information regarding some new stimulus checks for Social Security and disability recipients. But before we get started, guys, hey, let's go ahead and try to keep this video short today. So don't forget how much a simple press of the like button does for this video and for this channel. And also, guys, I'm trying to reach 100,000 subscribers before the end of this month. So if you could help a brother out, okay? Yes, if you could, subscribe to the channel right now, and let's start with the video. Well, guys, it's Labor Day weekend, and a lot of people are trying to travel over the weekend. We have a 3-day weekend, which is awesome for Americans, especially after dealing with the pandemic for 2.5 years of no travel. And so, yes, people are trying to travel right now. And yes, we are still having issues with airlines, with pilots, and all of the above. And that is because over this weekend, Labor Day weekend, more than 300 U.S. flights have been canceled, and thousands of them have been delayed during the Labor Day weekend. Now, we talked about this previously on the previous video in relation to there is a shortage of pilots right now. The pilots don't feel like they are being compensated enough, especially because we were dealing with the revenge travel, which is basically a lot of people are trying to travel somewhere right now because a lot of people had to skip their travel plans throughout the entire pandemic. So now they are trying to just go anywhere, in which there is an increase in the amount of flights and the amount of people that want to travel and just all of the above. But there has been a decrease of the amount of pilots and people working at the airlines. And that is why these airlines are being forced to cancel flights, delayed flights, and all of the above. So Labor Day is not any short of that at all. And we probably will see the same thing when it comes down to Thanksgiving time, which we know is the #1 travel time in history. They found about 346 flights have been canceled from Friday through Monday. And in addition to that, around 8,200 flights have been delayed on Friday and Saturday. So yes, guys, the airlines are still dealing with this trouble, but how much longer will they have to deal with it? Hopefully they can hire more staff, more people, more pilots, and get the benefits and stuff like that in regards to the pilots, get that stuff corrected so that pilots don't feel like they are being left in the dark. So anyways, guys, that is what we are dealing with this Labor Day, but I hope you guys are enjoying your 3-day weekend. Moving on, guys, we do know that the Roe versus Wade was overturned by the Supreme Court about 60 days ago. And yes, now we have the VA, the Veterans Department. They said that, look, they are still going to offer abortions to pregnant veterans in some special cases. Now, it talks about it right here where the Department of Veterans Affairs said Friday that it plans to provide abortions in cases of rape, incest, and when birth may present a danger to a woman's health. So this is going to be regardless of the state's restrictions. This is only specifically to the veterans, guys. So this is some good news that they're stepping outside of what the state views as to be illegal in their particular state. So we also have Texas stated up over the weekend, and they actually said something as well. We heard from the Texas governor in which they changed the law just a little bit, in which they are saying that, look, they are going to actually say that those individuals that have been or considered as rape victims can actually prevent pregnancy by taking Plan B pills. So yes, they just changed it up a little bit. They are allowing you to take a Plan B pill versus having an actual abortion if you are a part of being a rape victim. So guys, anyways, that's just how it goes. The Texas Governor Greg Abbott said that rape victims in the state can prevent pregnancies by using emergency contraception pills such as Plan B, according to the Dallas Morning News. This came out on Friday. Now in Texas, abortions are banned and do not include exceptions for rape or incest. And late last month, the so-called trigger law went into effect following Supreme Court's overturning of the Roe versus Wade earlier this year. The trigger law makes it a felony to perform an abortion in the state with narrow narrow exceptions when the pregnant person's life is at risk. Now, from the governor himself, he put out a statement and said, look, we want to support those victims, but also those victims can access health care immediately as well as to report it, according to Greg Abbott, the governor of Texas. And also, by accessing health care immediately, they can get the Plan B pills that they can prevent a pregnancy from occurring in the first place. So anyways, guys, that is what is going on in Texas in regards to this abortion ban, as well as the veterans. They said that they're going to look outside of the law, and veterans will have access to these particular abortions in certain cases. We do want to talk about this right here, where there's still being some violent threats that are being made to lawmakers, our police officers, our FBI agents. Guys, this is crazy. Come on now, we've got to do better than this. All the other countries are laughing at us. Why do we have to put out these threats to these individuals, these lawmakers and things like that? Because they don't do what we feel that is right. They've never done anything that we felt right, guys. Come on now. We have got to be better than this, especially our adults out there, guys. Come on now. We have been through time and time again. We do need to support our boys in blue, the FBI. We need to support our lawmakers, even though we do not agree with them. We need to choose when we go to the polls, guys. We do not need to be sending out these death threats to these particular individuals or their families. I mean, we talk about Russia and other countries like that being rogue in third world countries, but look at us, guys. Look what we are doing in this country as well. Especially, guys, we cannot send out these death threats in accordance to how they disagree with our viewpoints or whether they agree to our viewpoints. That is not the way we handle things in this country. So anyways, guys, I'll let you guys be the judge of that. But I will say we do not need to be putting out these death threats to these individuals, their homes, their families, or anything like that, guys. We definitely don't put them in the risk of any type of gunfire or anything like that, guys. So let me know how you feel about this down below in the comment section, guys. Let me know how you feel. And also moving on, as we talk about the former president, hey, his right-hand man, Bill Barr, he actually blew up this past week when he was on Fox News. And yes, he pretty much said he blew up the Trump defense altogether in regards to the raid on Trump's estate in Florida. Yes, according to this article, it says that Bill Barr blows up every Trumpy defense of Mar-a-Lago documents in a brutal Fox News interview. Yes, guys, Bill Barr was a one-time attorney general under former President Donald Trump. He told Fox News on Friday that the ex-president had no legitimate reason to hoard classified material at his Florida resort. Yes, furthermore, he defended the Justice Department's decision to raid Mar-a-Lago, arguing that the DOJ was being jerked around by Team Trump. Now, what he is saying is that the DOJ has been asking for this information from President Trump to provide it back to the DOJ for months now, and the Trump administration did not do anything about it. They kept telling him that we have already sent in all the documents whatsoever. So yes, that is exactly what Bill Barr is talking about, that the Trump team was actually jerking around with the DOJ, basically not even thinking that the DOJ would actually perform a raid on a former president's home. But guys, that is exactly what happened, and a federal judge actually approved of this. So in no way was this necessarily biased. I don't know whether or not the federal judge was a Democrat or a Republican, but anyways, guys, they did look towards a third party to actually review the information and determine whether or not we can actually go further with this raid on the former president's estate. And Bill Barr said that, look, they have every right to, especially from the information that they have been dealt with and that they have received in regards to the information that is being stored at the former president's home. And also, guys, it talks about it right here that Bill Barr also said that, look, the facts show that the feds were being jerked around by Trump himself. Yes, the former attorney general has been open critic of the former president ever since they separated during the Trump administration. So you want to take that with a little bit of grain of salt, guys, because they are actually against each other as of now, which we can clearly see from this next article, which is after Bill Barr spoke to Fox News. Yes, the former President Donald Trump, he lashed out at Bill Barr after the former attorney general said that the DOJ was justified in raiding his Mar-a-Lago estate. Yes, the former President Donald Trump lashed out at Bill Barr and said that he's a one-time ally, a weak and pathetic rhino. So yes, Former President Donald Trump is calling Bill Barr a rhino now, even though he was a part of the team previously. But now that I believe Bill Barr, during the Trump administration, Bill Barr actually disagreed with what Trump was wanting to do in the White House. And that's when they kind of separated from that point on. So ever since, guys, Trump is calling him a rhino and saying that, look, he is not a part of the Republican Party. He is no longer with them. He is actually working with the Democrats in fighting against all Republicans and moving the MAGA effort forward. But anyways, guys, the former President Donald Trump lashed out at his one-time ally Bill Barr and said that, look, he has no guts. He has no glory. He was weak and he was a pathetic rhino who was so afraid of being impeached that he became a captive to the radical left Democrats. That's what Trump wrote in a post on social media site Truth Social, referring to Bill Barr. So anyways, guys, that is the latest information on the investigation against the former president, Donald Trump. I will continue to update you guys as usual on this information, but we do need to talk about this stimulus update news, and that is because right now, guys, with the potential of a recession hanging over the country right now, which they are projecting to happen at the end of this year and also in 2023, more states are issuing stimulus checks. But the question is one of those states the state that you live in? Well, we need to talk about that today, guys, because financial experts and economics are seeing a dangerous storm brewing thanks to a volatile combination of high inflation, rising interest rates, and supply chain issues. And while the Federal Reserve is doing what it can to control inflation, its moves could be pushing the country closer to a recession. Yes, inflation dropping slightly from a decade's high rate to a still scorching 8.5% in July, and the S&P has entered into a bear market territory, and the United States economy shrunk for the second quarter in a row, which is usually a clear sign that a recession has actually started. However, the National Bureau of Economic Research still has to officially determine whether this recession is or whether it isn't. But like I said, guys, many states have had a historic surplus over the past year thanks to inflation driving up prices of goods and high pandemic spending. Total state tax collections increased more than 17% in the fourth quarter of 2021 compared to the year prior, according to the Tax Policy Center, which giving direct aid, direct payments is far more useful than doing some income tax cuts or having some gas tax holidays, according to the senior research associate at the Urban Brookings Tax Policy Center. And also, guys, we have this right here, which it talks about $1,050 stimulus checks are coming very soon. California has a new tax rebate plan. Now, it says right here in specific letters, it says that California grants tax rebates and, yes, new stimulus checks to Social Security and disability recipients. Yes, guys, this is amazing. This is some awesome news for our Social Security recipients. But it says right here that, look, when California introduced the 2021 Golden State Stimulus Program, millions of residents in the lower and middle income brackets received tax rebate checks from the state as part of the scheme designed to redistribute the state's massive $75.5 billion budget surplus. The scheme distributed one-time checks worth $600 or $1,200, depending on whether an individual filed their taxes individually or if they filed jointly. But the stimulus checks program, however, left out individuals who received Social Security and disability benefits because their tax returns showed $0 in California adjusted gross income. And to qualify for the scheme last year, California residents were required to show between $1 and $75,000 of income. So that is why Social Security recipients were actually left out from this Golden State stimulus check that was given in California. But in 2022, guys, California is broadening its stimulus program, providing rebates to even more residents. And this year, middle class tax refund scheme will see checks distributed in October of this year, and recipients of Social Security, disability, or other public assistance will be eligible to receive the money this time around. This is some awesome news, guys, for our Social Security recipients, especially those individuals on SSDI. And it says right here that under this year's scheme, the state will issue checks worth up to $1,050 to millions of taxpayers and benefits recipients. And that will include our Social Security recipients. So, guys, like I said in the title of this video, yes, this is going to be a stimulus check that is actually going to be provided to those individuals that pretty much have zero income, which is our most vulnerable eligible Americans in this country, which is our Social Security recipients, which is SSDI. Now, this might include those individuals on SSI as well, but it did not state this in the article. But I would just keep your fingers crossed in the meantime. But like I said, guys, it says right here that who's eligible for this stimulus checks. Yes, single filers earning less than $75,000 per year will receive stimulus checks worth up to $350. The value of the rebate drops to $250 for those earners between $75,000 and $125,000, and the $2,000 for those earned between $125,000 up to $250,000. So again, guys, like I said, these stimulus checks that are going to be coming out in October of this year, so it's going to be in less than 30 days, and these are going to be available for our Social Security recipients, especially those disability recipients as well, SSDI. So anyways, guys, I thought this was some awesome news to share with you today. But anyways, guys, I hope all this information in this video was helpful to you today. Well, anyways, guys, hey, that's all I have for you today. But if you enjoyed today's content and you want to see more, please go ahead and subscribe to the channel right now. It's totally free. And if you like today's video, then go ahead and hit the like button for us. It really helps out this channel, as well as it tells YouTube to share this video with others. But anyways, guys, hey, I appreciate you guys stopping by and watching, and I hope to see you on the next video. Peace.